with emphasis that Eneka is not an enclave of the Igbo man. We have invited you to say that though he has made public today, and we now know that his ancestry is Igbo land, hitherto no Eneka man had that knowledge. But today, by his own disclosure, it's clear to us that he is not an Eneka man. That he lives in us, but has among us, but has a different ancestry. To use his word, ancestry. Precisely about a month ago, the news broke concerning the willful decision of one of us in Eneka here, who willfully went to take a kingdom using a religious language, a kingdom to be the king of Ohanaeze and Igbo, the Eastern Bloc neighbor we have. And that for us never meant anything as a challenge, because as a citizen of this country, he is free to associate with any group of persons or form even an association and bring people into it. The concern of genuine and responsible Eneka citizens today is that there is a misrepresentation of the name we are called. And this borders on our nativity. And so we have invited you to hear the true side of the Eneka man's story. We have invited you to come help us take this story across with emphasis that Eneka is not an enclave of the Igbo man. We have invited you to say that though he has made public today, and we now know that his ancestry is Igbo land, hitherto no Eneka man had that knowledge. But today, by his own disclosure, it's clear to us that he is not an Eneka man. That he lives in us, but has among us, but has a different ancestry. To use his word, ancestry. And we all know what that means. So please, we have invited you. We do not have much to say, but we have our press document we will present to you and through you to the world. We'll invite one of us, Elder Chris Obasolo. We read our position as Eneka people. We are not hired here. There's nobody here who came by compulsion. All you are seeing here were people, men and women, responsible sons of Eneka, who have come out to say, no, this mud must not be allowed to last longer. And so please, we beg you to listen to us intently and objectively. If beyond our presentation, you have a question, then you can ask a question. But for now, we want to be tersely in our presentation and straight to the point. Thank you very much.
Recent misleading, untrue, and mendacious information to members of the public by certain persons in Eneka who, in their self-seeking bid for validation as Igbos, had made tendentious statements in the media conveying the impression that the Eneka people of Apran Kingdom and all the local government of Rivers State are Igbos. Consequently, the concerned Eneka, eminent Eneka indigenous at home and abroad, here and now, express their displeasure with the current unguided utterances and acts of lawlessness being endorsed by Eneka main chief and others, following the personal resolve of the distinguished Senator John Mbata, exercise of his franchise to be a member of Ohanaeze Ndigbo last month. Quite appalling is that the community high chief who told the Ikwerre official delegation that visited his home, that he is unaware and surprised that one of his subjects in the person of the distinguished senator had offered himself for the post of President General of Ndigbo, will now turn around to indiscriminately assemble a few persons with whom he went with to pay a courtesy call on a son who had come back from the marketplace, whom he had denied knowledge of his decision to be the President General of Ohanaeze. More disappointing is that a traditional ruler deliberately misinformed the public by claiming that the visit was orchestrated and assented to by Eneka people. This is far from the truth. When will all these double standards end? Eneka people have come a long way and do have lots of responsible indigenous minds than what you're given to see and to hear of us. Our response: be that as it may, we wish to make matters clear and lucid by saying these few points. We appreciate the genuine concern of Ikwerre traditional rulers, the Ikwerre youths and elders, and other bodies for sustaining the peace, love, unity our fathers labored for and bequeathed to us all. As Ikwerre natives of Eneka clan, we truly feel encouraged by the various responses calling for caution and urging our son and brother, the distinguished Senator John Bata, to recount his current stance in Ohanaeze for the good of the age-old, valued, distinct identity and freedom of Ikwerre ethnic nationality. That as illustrious indigenous of Eneka, we frown at and we hereby dissociate ourselves from the statement made by the Senator in his television spot interview on Saturday, February the 1st, the year 2025, that there are different categories of Ikwerre, urging those who claim Benin ancestry to go back to Benin. This line of free talk is divisive and capable of evoking an ill wind that will blow no one any good and could result in lawlessness. The danger. Such remarks by the Senator does clearly confirm rumors that the Senator's intention is to be the bridge through which the aggrieved expansionist of Ohanaeze will work to actualize their more than 50 years desire to claim Rivers State as the 6th Igbo state in Nigeria. We again emphasize that this is the ill-conceived political agenda to forcefully assimilate the Ikwerre, Ikwerre, Ogba, Ndoni, and other ethnic nationalities they unitarily drafted into their unacceptable map of Biafra. It is now clear that the free donation of the highest office of President General of Ohanaeze to an Ikwerre man is for the sole purpose of gaining a re-entry to claim Port Harcourt as Igbo land. Shockingly, they found an illustrious Eneka son who willingly or otherwise accepted the bait set by Ohanaeze by capitulating to the attraction of the overtures in the promises rejected by many other kinsmen who were contacted before the Senator was. We, the Eneka people, are very unhappy with our paramount ruler, Chief Roland Woko, and all those who, alongside with him, are singing songs of divide and rule in Eneka today, all for the sake of stomach infrastructure. Evident now is that this whole blinding drive is political, as evidenced in the Senator's promises of more infrastructural developments to Eneka people, and also from remarks made by others who spoke to the press in the same event, disclosing that very soon, the intention of the Senator's decision to accept the position of the President General's position will become clearer to those who are yet to understand him now. As concerned Eneka natives, we reiterate the unflagging position of all well-meaning chiefs, elders, and people of Eneka with the stance of Ikwerre worldwide in this matter. The security concerns. It is not evident to call on our dear Executive Governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Siminalaye Fora KSC, GSSR, all law enforcement and security agents in the state, as well as all opinion leaders of Rivers tribes, to rise to our early call to nip this expansionist tendency in the bud. This renewed cruise and push with a few individuals working on their behalf might affect the shared peace and unity existing among Rivers tribes as considered from inception when River State was created. Let it therefore be known that the end of these new political moves by political faction within Ohanaeze and Igbo will affect River State greatly if it is allowed to fester. This re-entry design of a people having more than 5 decades of grievances against Rivers people, if left unchecked, will blow adversely as an ill wind against all tribes, including the Jaws, the Ikwerres, the Ogonis, the Chase, and the Obas, etc., etc. A rejection of this re-entry agenda into Rivers State or politically motivated Igbo opinion leaders necessitated our standing hand in hand with the polyethnic nationality. It is sad that it is said that the stitch in time saves 9. It is better to fix the problem as soon as it arises to prevent it from becoming a much bigger issue. As concerned citizens of Eneka, we maintain that distinguished Senator John Azutambata is on his own, and that all residents in Eneka, including the Royal Highness Chief Roland Woko, should, in the interest of a common peace and the value unity for which Eneka is known, should, in the interest of common peace and the value unity for which Eneka is known, from making public statements which convey the impression that Eneka is now an enclave of Ohanaeze and Igbo group in Rivers State. Failure of the High Chief to restrain himself and those with him in their popular pursuits will be taken as calculated offense worth visiting with appropriate civilized response. A good and contemplative leader avoids anything that divides or polarizes his people, but rather commits to building a united and prosperous platform for his people. This is our stand this afternoon, that Eneka is not Igbo land, yes, and Eneka people are not Igbos.
Yes, we are
to
not.
Be forewarned, it is said, is to be forearmed. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Long live the South-South geopolitical zone. Long live Rivers State. Long live Elino Diele Imoro Handum for concerned Eneka indigenous. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. One thing should be, made known to everyone. They had one freedom of Ikwerre people. They had one freedom of Igbo people. Cannot be negotiated.
Yes.
So we are very, very clear that we are not Igbos. Our parents, our grandparents, our ancestors never claimed they are Igbos. And so I don't know where this is coming from. And it has to stop.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To express himself, you have a right to associate, but not when it touches on the welfare of the people. Now, even more so, an ethnic group. The one we are facing now is the one that we cannot keep quiet. Even in my private, it concerns me, and I see no reason why I should keep quiet. Because tomorrow, the unborn generations will ask questions. And that is why we are here. We are born out of a clear natural drive for universal peace, unity, and justice, to be here to express ourselves under the law of Nigeria, that a person can express himself, but not when it endangers the unity, the welfare, and well-being of the masses. What we are saying is this: there was no consultation. All we heard was just what we are saying in the social media or wherever, that one of us suddenly had become President General for Ohanaeze and Igbo. That we have autonomously survived, developed, and continue to survive. And that is just what it is.
Okay.
The Constitution allows this, but then it should leave Eneka alone. And our leaders who should not give us the impression that we are Igbo people. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
How did this come about? 48 hours ago or thereabout, he's gone to the public to say he's an Igbo man. He's right, he can make that publication. Just the way we are also saying today that we are Eneka people. But now here, as Eneka people, we are Romihuro. We are Romihuro. factor of Ikwerre, which you brought in, is simply a factor of language.
Yes.
We have the Igbo, which is language, and also have the Igbo, which talks about the people. So more often reference is made to Ikwerre because the language, the dialect we speak is Ikwerre. But our nativity, in terms of ancestral roots, is Iroha. And we are all conversant with the history of the Iroha. The affinity is traceable to the Bini Kingdom. The very Bini clan from where our great-grandfather, the progenitor of Iroha, came from, Akalaka himself, they are still there. They haven't denied our claims. They have come to Port Harcourt, they have visited at different times, and have said to our people that we belong to them. And we, apart from the Iroha people, the Ebeya people, the Oma people, and by extension of history, the Eche people, and as well as part of the Indoki community, all of them came from that root of Akalaka. And so we are not confused about what we are. In terms of our nativity and root, we are Iroha people. The tongue we speak is Ikwerre tongue. That's what makes the distinction. But what John has done that has caused the offense among us is the response of our Igbo neighbors. That because John willfully resolved to join them, to take up the topmost position in their socio-political organization called Ohanaeze and Igbo. For that reason, they now claim that the whole Iroha kingdom is now Igbo. And we are here saying today that Iroha is not Igbo. And the Neka cannot be an Igbo enclave, as they have recently claimed in the online media publications, thanking their God that the paramount ruler of Neka had now received his Igbo brothers. The Igbos, as brothers, as citizens of this country, have always lived among us. We have said before that no Iroha man leaves Iroha land to go live among them. From time immemorial, their people had always been among us. We have always found a space to keep them. The Arochukus lived in Iroha land. They know. They never claimed any place. And no Igbo man enjoys native patrimony apart from that is extended to them. No one. So for them to come today to say this, we feel insulted, and we beg them to desist from this. There's no room for this provocation. So that is what we are saying. What John had done that has caused offense in us is that he opened a window for them to now call us a name that our fathers never called us. And we want that to be driven more seriously. Today they call us this name because John decided to belong among them. But John is right to be there. We wouldn't drive him from being among us. But he cannot, by being there, convey the impression that a Negama or an Iroha person is an Igbo. We are not. Thank you.
It's the existential threat, okay? And we need to make it clear that as in one people, we're a distinct ethnic nationality, no minority.
Yeah.
But we're distinct.
We are.
Then on the issue of why Ohanaeze chose Zeneka, Ohanaeze did not choose Zeneka, the position was zoned to River State.
Exactly.
Okay? And among all the candidates, the most distinguished and illustrious won the election, being our son. Okay? It was an election that he won. It was not that it was zoned to Zeneka because Zeneka is an Igbo enclave. No, that's a false narrative. Okay? All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay. There is an adage in Ikwerre language. If you are going to a market and you tell me you are going, as you come back, I will tell you welcome. We were not in any way consulted, and there's no how we can go and have a roundtable discussion with him. Is that clear?
Yes.
And remember, we are standing on the Iroha decision. So whatever Iroha ethnic nationality will do, that's where we will join. Thank you.
Talking about sanctions, we didn't come here to claim that we were going to sanction Senator John Obata, because that's not part of our brief.
Yes. No.
Ikwerre will do what they decide to do. And whatever they decide to do, we'll go along with them.
Period before the elections and in the period after the elections. And the feedback, of course, is that all those efforts, he never responded positively to them. So by that behavior, no window was open for any pre-conversation or post-discussion with him until this moment. We also had expected that on return, responsible Eneka people ought to have been called, or before the period of time going, to say, this is what is on the table. This is how we are going to benefit. So for us, we believe that it's something very personal. And we hold no ought against him for that. It's personal to him. It's of his rights to exercise. He has exercised it, but he should not drag our name to the mud or expose us